All right, people. You know what makes the collapse of Western civilization or degradation of Western society all the more frustrating? Is the fact that it has happened so rapidly that we still have so many people alive, young people alive, who can remember how good the days used to be. Have a listen to this young German woman. Look at her. She's not that old. She might be in her 30s.
Ich war gerade mit meinem Sohn in einem öffentlichen Schwimmbad in Berlin, und zwar das Lipschutzbad. Das kennt bestimmt der ein oder andere. In meiner Kindheit war das so ein schönes Schwimmbad. Ich habe es geliebt, dort zu sein, und umso älter ich wurde, umso schlimmer wurde es auch. Ich war heute wirklich das allererste Mal wieder dort gewesen nach locker, boah, lassen wir es 6 Jahre sein ungefähr. Ich war seitdem nicht mehr da gewesen. Ich bin heute auch nur für meinen Sohn dorthin gegangen, weil er unbedingt dort mal wieder hin wollte, und ja, heute wurde mir nochmal bestätigt, warum ich so lange nicht mehr da war. Dieses Klientel dort ist grauenhaft. Es ist schlimm, und vor allem als Frau ist es eine Katastrophe. Ich habe mich auch einfach auf meine Decke mit meinen Anziehsachen gesetzt, weil du willst dich da gar nicht im Bikini ausziehen oder dich sonnen oder ins Wasser gehen. Es ist so krank überfüllt. Also wir waren früh dort, da war es noch nicht.
She's still being politically correct. She's not mentioning the elephant in the room. She said the clientele is awful. Who are these? What do you mean by the clientele? Who are these people? Maybe this is the problem. Westerners can see the problem. They know what's wrong, but they can't call it out. I have seen women who've been harassed, groped, assaulted by the usual suspects, and they still say, "Oh, it's just men." As though a man, as though Friedrich or Philippe or John from London is the same as Abdul from Syria or Muhammad from Yemen. As though. And they say, "Oh, we're all immigrants." Yeah, as if a white immigrant from Norway or Sweden is the same as an Islamist jihadi who wants to behead us from Tunisia. As if. Why can't people call it out? Why can't people call a spade a spade?
Überfüllt, aber irgendwann war es so überfüllt. Und ihr habt auch einfach Angst, eure Sachen da auf der Decke zu lassen, weil dort geklaut wird wie bei den Raben. Wie traurig ist es aber bitte, dass das einfach normal
So these Germans suddenly became thieves, robbers? 10 years ago, Germany, I'm assuming, was a safe society. The further back you go, let's say 30 years ago, it must have been a very safe society. But now it's not. What happened?
Wie traurig ist es aber bitte, dass das einfach Normalität geworden ist, dass man Angst haben muss, dass einem was geklaut wird. Das ist einfach traurig. Liegt es an Berlin, oder ist es grundsätzlich in Berlin so, in Deutschland so?
So she was being politically correct. Let me read you some statistics. Actually, let me show you. I'll actually show you some statistics at the end. The reason why she felt the need to make that video is because this happened. Look at it. Look at the clientele that she was talking about. Look at the clientele. You see the clientele? You can see the clientele, guys. That's one German I spot. Some brave German women are still dressed in the bikinis at their own expense. Do you want to know what happened here? A girl was raped at an outdoor pool in German city of Aachen. A large police operation was launched. The police recorded the personal details of several sub-Saharan African men, a source told journalist Real Dirksen. Yeah, look at them. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Multiculturalism, the sales pitch. You're going to get doctors and engineers. What you actually get. This is what you actually get. Do you want more? Look at this. Young German girls in Siegen, Western Germany, describe a daily nightmare on public buses. I know a woman. She's a Pakistani ex-Muslim. She's an asylum seeker in Germany. She was a doctor in Ukraine, and then the Ukraine war happened. So a lot of Pakistani liberal ex-Muslim atheist Pakistani women who were in Ukraine, they obviously went to other parts of Europe. So I know this one particular one. And she told me she's been beaten up, spat at by Egyptian, Moroccan, Syrians on public transport because she appears Muslim, but she doesn't dress like a Muslim. There was one woman who was choked, another woman I know, an asylum seeker from Pakistan, genuine asylum seeker. She's an atheist ex-Muslim. She was followed by this Middle Eastern man, and she got off the bus and she was walking. I don't know where she was, but she was walking through it. She said the moment she got to a secluded place, she had this feeling that someone was stalking her, someone was following her. So she vaguely remembers her face. So she vaguely remembered the face of the guy. And he just snuck up on her and he quickly grabbed her and he started choking her. And she thought, I don't know what happened. Like, I saw the photos, like she even had bruises around her neck. And the police did absolutely nothing. They just couldn't do anything. I guess they're inundated. So it's not just German women, it's everyone. Especially if you look like a Muslim woman, but you are dressed as a hoe in their eyes, then you're fair game. If she was wearing a hijab, then he wouldn't have touched her. So listen to these German women.
Was diese Schülerinnen auf dem Weg zur Schule erleben, ist krass.
Wir selbst waren schon in Situationen, wo Menschen unter alkoholisiertem Zustand jüngeren Schülerinnen und Schülern Gewalt angedroht haben.
Das passiert halt auch öfter, zum Beispiel auch wieder gestern. Und irgendwie, du hast keinen Ausweg, du kommst nicht raus.
Ich habe auch erlebt, dass da auch Leute teilweise weinend wieder aus dem Bus rausgegangen sind.
I don't know why they keep saying people, as if you can't make that distinction. Yeah, you can't tell. They're not your Friedrichs. They're not your average German, or they're not even your European. I read a headline the other day. It said a German rowdy Frenchman raided a German swimming pool, and everyone was like, "Yeah, sure, they were the Frenchmen. Yeah, they were Frenchmen." Nobody's buying that. Actually, I'll find that after this video.
Frage an einem Gymnasium in Siegen hat gezeigt, dass sich Schülerinnen und Schüler im Bus zur Schule teilweise krass unwohl fühlen. Übergriffe, Beleidigungen und Drohungen durch Erwachsene. Alles keine Einzelfälle.
None of them are isolated incidents. I don't know about this media house, WDR. I don't know if it's woke or it's independent. I don't know what it is. But there's so many people that are reporting it. These are not isolated incidents.
Erwachsene. Alles keine Einzelfälle. Manche Schülerinnen verzichten sogar schon auf den Bus und fahren zum Beispiel Fahrrad.
As if that's gonna save them. Riding the bikes instead. How did you do this? How did you let this happen?
Fahrrad. Die Traumvorstellung der Kinder wäre eine eigene Buslinie nur für sie. Was diese
Look at this, another video. All of this, guys, happened in Germany. This is just from the last 4 days. Put the knife down. German police approach a suspect armed with a knife on a Hamburg playground. Your kids are supposed to be playing there. Europe, wow, within 10, 15 years, this society has gone from you could leave your mobile phone on a cafe table and come back an hour later, it'll still be there. From that to this. Oh, they arrested him. This is not how Europeans are supposed to live, but Hamburg is notorious for voting in left-wing parties. It's the left, guys. It's the left to blame. And obviously, this just happened a day after. A man with Turkish heritage shot 6 people dead. Oh, and then, sorry, another one. The Sunday afternoon, just 4 days ago. This guy sexually assaulted 5 women. He's being ushered away. Look at that. Look at that German man. Not German. So that's Germany, guys. Now let me show you some statistics that I've shown many times before, but I have to keep showing them because, do you want to know how widespread this problem of German women getting essayed, gang raped by foreign men is? We have statistics that every single country has actually recorded or released data, hardcore data. These are not isolated incidents or these are not anecdotes. Look at this. Germans still make up 88% of the population. 12% of the German population is made up of foreigners. Yet they account for 67% of all gang rapes. Germans, so if these 12% didn't exist, 67% of gang rapes will disappear overnight. They wouldn't completely go away. This is why they keep showing you. We show them these videos and photos of hundreds of migrant men from third world horny cultures, primitive cultures. And then what they do, they show you a photo of a white offender as well. That's the disparity. 88% of Germans commit, only 33% there. Obviously, German men are way underrepresented in the overall crime picture. But when you further break it down, because obviously not all foreigners are the same, when you further break it down, look at this. The picture becomes even more clearer. Out of those 12%, less than 2% are men from Afghanistan or Africa. Yeah, few thousand of them, maybe a few tens of thousands. Yet they account for 34% of all gang rapes in Germany. Angela Merkel is responsible for this. She said, yes, we can manage this. Yeah, in the process, she got thousands, hundreds of thousands of girls and women gang raped. Look at this. This is Sweden. Look what happened to Sweden. The number of women, percentage of women in Sweden who were victims of sexual abuse, that had been going down. And look at this. Look at this sharp increase. So male asylum applicants in Sweden from Muslims, so they go up. And as they are going up, Swedish women, the number of Swedish women who are victims of sexual assault, that goes up as well. There's a direct correlation there. There's a direct correlation. And again, it's not just Sweden. It's not just Germany. Every single country you look at, the data is undeniable. And we have seen this data. And a lot of people actually had to work really, really hard, guys, to get their hands on this data. The government, all of these Western governments, the German government, the Danish government, the British government, they all went to extreme lengths to hide this data. And they still couldn't hide it. Look at this. Welfare costs exploding in Germany. Not just in Germany. 47.3% of recipients of 47.3% of welfare recipients are foreigners. So while your Friedrich is working hard, he's paying taxes, and who are taking advantage of those taxes? These people. And look, there's not even gratitude. It's the same like everywhere you look at. They still hate you. They still hate. They hate the country they're in. Look at this North African migrant in Germany. How do you like it here in Germany?
Ich finde hier ist schön. Wegen Ausländer, Leute.
Schön.
It's great because of foreigners. Half the foreigners, half of Germany's welfare bill is going to these foreigners. The women and children are getting gang raped. They're getting stabbed, murdered, and it's great because of them.
Gesundheit.
Oh my God.
Hier
Filthy.
ist schön, hier ist sehr schön.
Ja.
Mit dem Ausländer, Leute. Aber nicht mit dem deutschen Leute, no.
Warum nicht mit deutschen Leuten?
Deutsche Leute sind manchmal so lala, schreien und ist doch Polizei!
German police call the police on me. German people call the police on me. Oh, wow.
Ich hab mich gegessen.
Guck mal, aber die deutsche Leute, das ist ein ruhiges Volk, welches arbeitet und hart Geld verdient, weißt du? Und es ist schwer, wenn eine
They
größere...
don't even bother to present the image of victims, like, hey, we're so scared. Please don't be like this. We left our country behind. They don't even bother to do that. I'm sure that's how this started back in 2015 when that body of that little Syrian kid washed up in a red jumper. We all melted. We all thought, oh, maybe we should be able to do something. Turned out to be a massive historical mistake. Angela Merkel should go to jail.
Masse an Einwanderer nach Deutschland kommt und vielleicht Scheiße baut, dann fühlen sich vielleicht die einheimischen Menschen halt auch belästigt teilweise. Weißt du, was ich meine?
Yeah. There's only one solution to this. Mass deportations. That's the only humane solution. Repatriation of these people is a must. But it requires a lot of political will. You'd think that in the face of that many atrocities, it should be relatively simpler. It shouldn't take people long to find the resolve needed to expel these people, but we don't. Oh, I actually wanted to play this video. Look at this. This is the reason why we can't find the political will needed to deport these people. Look at this. There is so much self-loathing in Western societies or Western culture. Look at this. So in France, the radical left-wing deputy Clémence Guette admitted the replacement plan has been carried out. White French people, you have already lost the racial battle. 1 in 3 French people is of immigrant origin. There is no point in you continuing to defend yourself. She's a French woman. How can anyone celebrate their own extinction?
Je vous le dis, en réalité, vous faites de la peine parce que c'est une bataille que vous avez déjà perdue. Vous avez perdu la bataille idéologique, raciste. Aujourd'hui, un Français sur 3 est déjà lié à
Look at this.
l'immigration.
This is France.
Donc, remballez vos dernières propositions de loi de survie pour essayer de préserver des Français dits de souche, en réalité des Français blancs, puisque voilà là où est votre
What
problème.
is this?
Vous ne supportez pas les personnes qui viennent de l'immigration
And these idiots are even clapping.
et vous déroulez à longueur de temps vos obsessions.
This idiot is clapping. What if these people were, let's say, really making your country really beautiful? Yeah. And before the arrival of these people, you could demonstratively see how bad France was. Yeah. Okay. Maybe you had an argument. Maybe you had a good case. But France, this is what's happening to Paris or France. Look at this. It's become a third world dump. How is that a good thing? How can, when you don't these people have eyes? Aren't they? Can't they see what's happening to their country right before their eyes? And these people are sitting in parliament. Oh, there was actually a video. Actually, just came out of France. Good that I thought of that. So remember this? Remember this kid, Louis? I made a separate video recently. This 14-year-old boy, Louis, was mercilessly, brutally tortured for many days and then eventually killed by the usual suspects. This is his mother. She's saying now is not the time for mourning. It is a time for war. And then we had Henry Novak's parent who said, "Oh, please don't fuel any division. Sorry, it's not up to you." Look at this. So this video just came out. Okay, I'm not going to play this whole video. I'm just going to tell you what this person is saying. So this person is masked. I think you could probably recognize his voice. I mean, authorities could maybe. No, he's using a voice filter, which is good. So this person is claiming, I'll just summarize what he said. He's saying that we've had enough. We have to rise up. There are 300,000 to 400,000 law enforcement officials in France, the police, the paramilitary, the army. I don't know how he came up with that number. Maybe he's right. And he's saying that we are 1 million strong and we are ready to mobilize. Look, we've been saying that this is going to happen. One of these days, something like this is going to happen. We're going to see paramilitary forces, or we're going to see guerrilla forces. We're going to see them. How is that going to happen? The roadmap is already there. Look, we're seeing what is happening. I saw a video yesterday where on a Spanish beach, there were 4 or 5 North African men lying on a beach with their floppy disks out and playing with themselves. And normal Spanish women are just walking by and they're just making lewd gestures towards them. How long can this go on? And again, these people are coming from very conservative societies, so they know what the line is. They would never do that in front of their own women. They will quickly find out what would happen to them. But they come to the West and they do that. That tells you how they view Westerners. So there is a silent majority of men. There are 6 million able-bodied white men in Britain. The number would be the same in France and Germany. And I'm not encouraging any of that. I'm not giving any ideas, but I am a student of history. And I'm telling you that this is not sustainable. One of these days, something like that is going to happen. And then the government is going to try to crack down on those people. And all of these countries will descend into civil war because then they will get better. I played you a video of a British man. He didn't hide his face. And he said pretty much the same thing. He set up a website and he said, every able-bodied British man, English man, sign up. We're going to mobilize. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but it has already started. I don't know how the government is going to crack down. The more the government will crack down, the more efficient these people will become in hiding there, covering their tracks. So the government, all of our governments have a choice to reverse this. But what Shabana Mahmood is doing, she's actually legalizing the entire asylum-seeking process. They're actually doubling down because they don't care about, they're not listening to the people. They don't care about the people. They are driven by their own agendas, their own ideological beliefs. And they're so blinded by the ideological dogma that they are willing to descend our countries into chaos and civil war. I don't know what's going to happen to Australia. Anthony Albanese represents the same people who have destroyed Europe. It's the same people. It's the same ideology. Interesting times ahead, guys. Interesting times.